Hey everybody, this is Brother Allen. Wanted to give you a screencast for lesson 2. I'm sorry it's a bit late. I've had a wild day, but wanted to share this with you. So before I do though, I did want to tell you a quick spiritual thought and then a couple jokes. I do this every week. I don't know if it's worth it or not, but I just do it. I think it's fun. You get to know me a little better. I like to tell jokes, so you'll see they're not that great. But anyways, here we go. So first of all, spiritual thought. I wanted to just tell you about a conference talk. I like talks, I guess, or thoughts that have a lot of imagery. It just helps me to remember them, and it helps me to understand it a little better when I can think of a story. So this one was from a talk in General Conference, and it's one of the apostles, and he was saying that he was talking about perspective. He had this, his father had this house, or maybe it was grandpa, but he had this home on a ranch, and it had a huge picture window, this ranch home did, and you could just see, they owned a lot of ground out on this ranch, and so you could just see for miles, and just mountains in the background, just fields, rolling fields, just an absolutely gorgeous view right out the front, with nothing in sight, no other houses or no roads or anything, just a wide open space. And he remembers when his grandpa first got electricity to that was a new thing back then, and he put a power pole right in the middle of the view of that picture window. And he just could not understand why his grandpa would do that. Why would you ruin the view with a big, ugly electrical post? And when he asked his grandpa that, his grandpa said, I think you're looking at it from the wrong perspective. He said, to me, electricity is one of the most amazing inventions ever. It is incredible what it can do. I no longer have to go out and milk the cows by hand. I no longer have to start a torch to light my way. I have all I have to do is flip a light. I don't have to light candles in my house just went on and on about all these things that electricity does for us, and the machinery and just everything, and to be able to just have warm water at the touch of a button. And so he said, so to me, whenever I look out that window and I see that electrical pole, I'm just amazed, and I'm so thankful for it. And I love it because it just reminds me of what a great blessing it is. And so that changed his perspective completely. Now when he looked out that window and saw that pole, he no longer thought it was ugly and ruining the view. He accepted it for what it was. And so I just like that story. It just reminds me to keep the right perspective. And sometimes when things don't make sense to me, that doesn't mean that I'm right and everyone else is wrong. It just means I don't understand it yet. So I wanted to share that with you. Then I wanted to tell a couple jokes as well. So I got to tell you, I'm not a professional joke teller. Okay, I'm a banker by trade, and bankers aren't known to be funny, really, I don't think. So I do my best. All right. So what did the mother buffalo say to her son as he walked away? She said, "Bison." See, isn't that funny? I mean, really. Okay. All right. What did Adam say to his wife on Christmas Eve? Or I'm sorry, what did Adam say to his wife on the day before Christmas? He said, "It's Christmas Eve." So anyways, I told you they're not that good. All right, I better do what I'm halfway decent at, which is I'm going to explain what's going on for the week. And this one, normally these screencasts, I do try to keep them short, under 10 minutes for sure. This one takes just a bit longer because there's quite a bit to go over this time. So I will try to hustle through this. We are on lesson 2. Like I said, the best way to find out what is due, don't use the calendar tool. It doesn't pick up some of the caption things, so I would suggest going here and clicking on the do midweek, and you could look at the Getting Started tab too. I like this better. So do midweek. All right, CAPSIM weekly live debrief. You don't need to worry about this. What that is once we get going in CAPSIM, I will do debriefs where I'll take a look at somebody's company and talk about the decisions they're making, some of the strengths and weaknesses, some of the issues and whatnot that's going on with that business. But don't worry about it this week. There is a reading called Business in a Global Environment, and that's a link. This is the PDF version. I do believe it's editable, so please don't make any edits to it. Otherwise you'll mess it up. Okay, read CAPSIM booklet, chapters 4 through 8. All right, and then you'll see there's a bunch of stuff going on here. Completion of CAPSIM rehearsal rounds. So I'm going to get right into that right now, show you how to do that. Okay, here we are. Oh shoot, I gotta do something different, sorry. Gotta go instructor demo. When you log in, it will look something similar to this. You'll want to go to the Getting Started tab. Now, I would suggest that you watch this introductory lesson, download the guide, and I actually like to print it off. It's 20 or 30 pages or something, but you can just keep it with you the rest of the semester, make notes on it. It's really helpful to understand this and read this guide. Understand and read the industry conditions report, and then there's the rehearsal tutorial, and that's what I want to show you now. You don't need to worry about this other stuff right now. Just leave that alone. Go to the rehearsal tutorial. Once you click that, you'll need to enter the tutorial by opening up that green button. And then it's going to walk you through a whole round here. And it's a little funny how it starts, but it just wants you to, it walks you through exactly. And I would suggest taking your time and going through this. So I'll go through a couple of them for you. It'll teach you how to perform 6 different tactics to help you understand the simulation. So it says, click the Continue button to begin working on the R&D section, or select R&D from the Decisions menu. Hit Continue. It takes you right there. All right, now it says, the first tactic you'll be learning is how to reposition an existing product. Observe the perceptual map located in the top right. This is how we track evolving customer demands in industry. We'll keep following it. Eventually, it'll tell you to make some changes. Let's begin by making a revision. So it says, enter a new performance of 5. And then a new size of 16. 14,000. Okay, it's going to just walk you through a whole round pretty much. And that would actually complete your round 1. Now, after you do a round, you need to update the official decisions and just save it. That kind of saves all your decisions, and then you'll want to process. Now, it's not going to let you process the very first time. It makes you take the quiz first, and that's what I want to go over with you. All right, so this is it right here. Hopefully I'm kind of in the way, but this should, if you want to go ahead and pause the screen, this will get you through that quiz. Okay, so these are basically what it's just saying is to market a product, what steps do you do in CAPSIM? Well, you research the competitive environment in the report, you display the marketing worksheet, you enter decisions for price, promotion, place. So it's just a quiz telling you, if you want to do this, what steps do you take? And that's it. So go ahead and pause that and then take the quiz and pass it, and then you can move on to the next round. Okay, so I'm assuming you've done that now. So now let's go to marketing. I'm going to make a change and just show you how to process to the next round. So you'd want to go File, Update Official Decisions. And then you can click that, or if you make some other things, you hit Process Round, and it'll take you to the next round. Okay, that is completing one round. So now at the bottom, instead of saying round 1, it should say round 2. Now you have to complete 4 rounds. So the next thing you do, now you're on the next year. You could look at the reports and see how things went, see how you did. You could say, okay, I sold 45 million, my peers sold 53 and 55 million. You can look at your profitability. Our profitability is actually not too bad. You can try to figure out stock price. You can try to figure out, well, why did you not sell as many as your competitors? Looks like we stocked out, and maybe that's why. We probably would have sold more if we wouldn't have stocked out. So you'll just want to go through and start learning how to read this report. You want to make decisions in all 4 sections once again. This time it doesn't walk you through it. You can try creating a new product and see what happens. Maybe try creating a high-tech product. Maybe try some different things with pricing. I do suggest, just to let you know, you always want to try to sell your product for as much as you can get away with. I know the thing says that the low-tech people prefer anywhere between 15 and 35. So a lot of times people just say, well, let's just do 25 then. That's not always the best idea. Always try to sell it for as high as you can get away with. And what I mean by that is you could see what the others are selling it for. Okay, these guys were selling it for 33, and then I was selling mine for 35 and 35. So, if you really wanted to lower it, don't lower it much lower than 33.50. Otherwise, you're just selling it low for no reason. Okay, so you go through, you make decisions once again in all the categories. You might not know what you're doing. No, that's no problem yet. Don't worry about it. You're just kind of fiddling around with the system, seeing what happens, seeing how it works, how you make changes. If you still don't know what you're doing, you're right on track. And then once you get done, you're going to hit Update Official Decisions, process the round. Now you are on round 3. And you repeat this till you're done with round 4. If you have all 4 rounds completed by the end of the week, you'll get full credit for this. If you don't, you'll get whatever round you were on. If you had only completed 3 rounds, you'd get a 75%. Now, if you want to go back and hit replay and try restarting a different round, that's okay. It will not go against your grade because it tells me the highest round completed. So even if you stopped here, it would still show that you completed round 3 was the highest round you ever went. So don't worry about that. You can go replay, try different things, see how things are affected. So that is how you complete the capstone rehearsal rounds 1 through 4. That is due Saturday at 11 p.m. There's a video. There's need to read Good to Great, chapters 2 and 3. There is a business in a global environment quiz. And so that's in the reading section. Well, I guess it's right here too. In the instructions, it'll describe what you need to read. It's that PowerPoint that I was talking about earlier, and then you'll take a quiz. This is, let's see, this one is an open book test, okay? So you can go ahead and use the PowerPoint as your guide. Oh, okay. So sorry, it's not open book, but it is open study guide. So there's a study guide that you can download, and then you fill that out with the information, and then you can use your study guide when you begin the quiz. So It's open notes. All right, this week is a little busy, guys. I'm just warning you. Hopefully you can get to all this. Then we have an Excel assignment. Now this is a little tricky, especially if you're not used to Excel. If you're an Excel wizard, pretty easy. But it's stuff dealing with CAPSIM. All right. Now it seems a little complicated. There's a step-by-step process right here that walks you through it. But probably the easiest thing, the best thing, is to watch these videos, these YouTube videos. Someone did this for the school. They went through and walked through exactly how to fill this thing out. So if you want to just fill it out by following the steps, go for it. If you can't figure that out, watch the YouTube video. And that will help you. Then with that in hand, or at least open your Excel assignment open, you will take a quiz. It's going to ask you questions like, what is the midpoint of the high-tech product in year 7? You know, something like that. And having that Excel template that you built will help you get through that. So there's the Excel assignment. And then there's also a lessons learned journal. Now the way this works is the lessons learned journal, it's just a kind of a weekly reflection. It does need to be at least 200 words. Just keep that in mind. But basically it's just whatever you want to talk about. I would try to make this valuable rather than just wasting your time. I would just maybe not write down everything you learned, but maybe just some things that kind of stuck out to you. Like, yeah, you know, I never had thought about this before, and just type that out and talk about it, just so when you go back, you can look back on the end of the semester and see all this stuff that you've learned, and it's pretty helpful. It helps cement the learning in your mind. So that is the final thing that's due. And there is a little weekly evaluation. You'll need to fill that out as well. All this stuff is due Saturday. Let's just double check that, May 5th. Everything is always due at 11 p.m. Mountain Time. Let's just check the midweek stuff. They're just the reading. Yeah, just the reading. Now, Wednesday at 7 p.m., we'll be having a CAPSIM meeting in my live, my Zoom office hour. So please try to join that. If you can't join it, I do record it and put that out so you can watch it as well. But those are really important if you want to be successful in CAPSIM. I've been going on way too long, guys. I hope you have a good week. Please let me know if I can help you in any way. All right, we'll talk to y'all later. Bye.